Have you ever wondered how countries actually make it to the FIFA World Cup? We all know teams like Brazil, Argentina, and France somehow seem to be there every 4 years. But what about everyone else? Do all countries play in one giant tournament? Does FIFA simply pick the best teams? And why do some continents get more spots than others? The answer is much more interesting than most people realize. In fact, the road to the 2026 FIFA World Cup is made up of several completely different competitions happening all over the world at the same time. It sounds complicated, but by the end of this video, it'll all make perfect sense. Let's start with one important fact. The FIFA World Cup is the biggest football tournament on the planet. More than 200 national teams belong to FIFA. But even with the tournament expanding in 2026, only 48 teams will make it to the final competition. That means most countries never even reach the World Cup. So qualification exists for one simple reason. There are far too many teams and far too few places. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Many people imagine one massive global qualifying tournament. In theory, that sounds fair. In practice, it would be a travel nightmare. Imagine New Zealand flying to Europe every few weeks, or Argentina constantly traveling to Asia just for qualification matches. Instead, FIFA divides the world into 6 football regions called confederations. Think of them as 6 separate neighborhoods. Each one runs its own qualification tournament with its own schedule and rules. Europe has UEFA. South America has CONMEBOL. North and Central America, along with the Caribbean, belong to CONCACAF. Asia has the AFC. Africa has CAF. And Oceania has the OFC. Every country competes against other countries in its own region first. So England doesn't have to qualify against Japan. Brazil doesn't battle Germany for a qualifying spot. At least not yet. Each confederation handles its own business before anyone reaches the World Cup. But not every region gets the same number of places. This sounds simple. It isn't. Europe receives the largest number of World Cup spots because it has many strong national teams and a huge number of FIFA members. Africa and Asia also receive several places because of their size and growing competition. South America has fewer countries, but many of them are among the world's strongest football nations. The number of places isn't random. FIFA allocates them across the confederations before qualification begins. For the 2026 tournament, the expansion to 48 teams means almost every continent receives more opportunities than before. That's great news for countries that have spent decades coming painfully close. Now you might be wondering about the host nations. This part is easy. The United States, Canada, and Mexico are hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Because they're hosting, they automatically qualify for the tournament. No qualification required. It's one of the perks of organizing the biggest football event on Earth. But those automatic places also affect the qualification process in their own confederation, since fewer qualification spots remain available for everyone else. Now let's talk about one of football's most dramatic events, the intercontinental playoffs. You know the type. A team survives years of qualification, only to discover they still aren't officially in the World Cup. Some confederations receive direct qualification places, while others also receive playoff opportunities. These playoff teams face opponents from different regions in a final battle for the last remaining World Cup spots. It's high pressure because after years of qualifying matches, everything comes down to one final chance. Win, and you're going to the World Cup. Lose, and the dream is over. Finally, let's answer one last question. When does all of this happen? Qualification doesn't begin a few months before the World Cup. It starts years in advance. Teams play dozens of matches over a long period. Some groups use league formats. Others have knockout rounds. Every confederation has its own system, but they all share one goal: finding the teams that deserve to represent their region on football's biggest stage. And that's why the journey to the World Cup is almost as exciting as the tournament itself. So if you've ever wondered how countries actually qualify, the answer is surprisingly simple. There isn't one qualification tournament. There are 6 different continental qualification systems, automatic places for the hosts, and intercontinental playoffs that decide the final spots. Hundreds of matches, years of competition, all for one chance to stand on the world's biggest football stage. And with the expanded 48-team format, the road to the World Cup has never been more open or more competitive. The next time you watch a country celebrate qualification, you'll know exactly what they had to overcome to get there. If you enjoyed this video and want more simple explanations of football's biggest tournaments, rules, and formats, make sure to subscribe. And here's a question for you. Should the World Cup expand even further in the future, or is 48 teams the perfect number? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.